Good afternoon, Mr. Claywell.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ham. How are you doing on this lovely 30-degree spring day?
Dude, I am so over like this whole winter weather crap. It sucks.
What,
it's like April, almost middle of April, and we're getting snow? No.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to either go like, I don't know, Mother Nature needs to go get like laid or something. I'm just saying.
She needs some hormone treatments or something. She's having cold flashes.
She's hit that change in life, and everyone is reaping the disaster and everything that goes with it. It sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely not been fun.
No.
Everybody I know is getting sick.
Yes.
Because it's 70 degrees one day, 30 degrees the next day, and it's been doing that for what, like 3 weeks now?
It has. I have a cousin that came in from Indiana. Haven't seen her in years and years and years and years. And like she comes to Kentucky and gets the flu. So she's like laid up. You know, she was going to spend the whole week just going out visiting family, and she got to visit for 2 days, and she's been laid up at the house since then. Like bad enough that she needed like breathing treatment and like steroids, as well as whatever they give you, like, you know, Tamiflu or whatever it is.
Right.
Like they really piled it on her. So
yeah. This week the flu's making a comeback, strep's making a comeback. It's like enough already. Yeah. Let's just get spring. Let's just get warm weather so we can go out and do all the nice outdoorsy things. I'm sick of being cooped up in the house.
Amen.
And I know you're trying to get stuff ready for your new house to go down.
I am. Yeah. We've been working a little bit over there, clearing some spots on the land. We've had some underbrush and stuff like that was grown up, and cutting a lot of that and getting it cleaned up. And we've made progress. I feel like I've been in a fight with a feral cat where we've been working through the briars and things.
Nice. But, it looks like one of them slaps you on the tip of the nose.
Dude, it got me right straight across the nose. I was cutting and it like came across my nose, and it didn't just like fall and poke. It like slashed and
slapped you just like a cat.
Dude, it was pouring blood. Like it hit. I looked at Ashley and I was like, "Am I bleeding?" She goes, "Oh yeah." I mean, it was the look on her face was, "Oh my God." And I thought, "Oh God, I've cut the end of my nose off."
Yeah, no, facial wounds are bad. All facial wounds just bleed like crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was not fun. Not fun. But hey, you know what? We're making progress. We'll get this house going here really, really, really soon.
Very good. So I'm glad. I'm excited to see it start taking shape.
No kidding. Me too.
I know you're more excited than I am, obviously, but still, I want to see everything shape up. I want to see it become a house.
You know, I am honestly looking forward to the work. Most people are like, no, I look forward to it being finished so that way we can move in. But I'm looking forward to the process.
You're crazy.
But we've talked about this in the past. Right. I am the DIY guy. I'm the do-it-yourself guy. So I enjoy the building and the seeing things happen, watching it step by step happen.
I enjoy the handing of the money and the doing something fun and coming back and the work is done. That's what I enjoy.
Not a problem. That's, you know, like I said, though, I'm looking forward to actually getting there and digging in and doing some of this stuff. Cannot wait.
Awesome, dude. Well, keep us informed.
Will do. I'll give you guys updates over, you know, next 9 months.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that's what it's going to take.
So I want to start off this week by saying congratulations to us. A little hearty pat on our own backs.
Yay.
We've done
on the back.
We've done decent work. We have hit a milestone thanks to all the lovely people that are out there listening to us. This is our 18th episode that we're recording right now.
Nice.
And as of this recording, we have already exceeded 500 downloads.
Awesome. Yay. That's pretty good.
I am more than thrilled about.
No
honestly.
doubt.
I know some people are like, wow, you know, whatever. Like, I watch people on YouTube that get like 3 million views per video they make, but I'm just like, hey, this is great.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy, and I just want to say thank you to everybody out there that listens. Thank you for downloading the episodes and giving us a shot. You are appreciated. So
absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. We try to make each episode something that's enjoyable, not only for us, but for our listeners. And if you have any suggestions out there, that things that you would like to hear us talk about, you know, topics, something you find interesting, you know, shoot us messages. We've always plug our the ways that we can be contacted at the end of each episode. Go to our Facebook page, go to our, any of those, Gmail, the Twitter account, any of that stuff. Just shoot us those messages. We'd love to hear from you. So,
Yeah. And we have a couple of topic ideas coming in the pipeline from listeners.
Absolutely.
We're working up, doing the research, getting them ready to go into production on an episode. So we thank you for those submissions, and they are great.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So today, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, it's something that we've kind of hit on here and there about my own personal addictions, especially in the last episode.
Hey,
so there's something.
The Vices episode, by the way,
right.
I've heard so much feedback about, specifically talking about just the buying. What we were talking about. There are so many people that share that vice with us, by the way. So, but anyway, yeah, I'll let you continue.
I mean, we do live in a consumerist society, so it's fairly common. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today was related to one of my reward systems, if you will. I want to talk to you because I know you are also somewhat of an audio lover,
right?
So, and you're a little more so than me. You've got a better ear than I do, I would say. What, in your opinion, and let's get some discussions going from anybody out there that's listening, what's the best audio delivery system?
So now are we talking, when you say audio delivery system, are we talking like
from the artist to the consumer?
Okay, so you're talking about medium, not necessarily. Yes. Okay, so you're talking like audio medium, not audio system, as far as
not like sound system or anything. Okay. I don't want to get like a brand war going, but like what's like what's the best method of getting the recording from the artist to the consumer?
Well, there are a few things we can talk about in that. Right. Specifically, one, convenience. Do we want?
No, I'm talking just pure audio fidelity. What's the best?
My personal thought on this. I'm a vinyl guy. I love a nice, clean vinyl put through a decent system, processed through tubes. To me, it gives you the most true sound of what that recording should have been. When it was actually taking place, the needle was cutting a groove, and it was basically, this is the sound that was there at the time. So that's me. I think that vinyl is the best medium as far as getting a true sound. Now, it's not the cleanest.
Okay.
Because it is, I mean, especially if you have an older record, you have an older, they're scratchy. They always will get scratchy. But if with that first time that you take it out, you run it, put it on the turntable, let it spin a few times, take a cloth across it, make sure there's no dust, drop the needle. It's just as clean, in my opinion, as any CD or cassette tape that you're going to find. But there is a continuation of sound whenever you have vinyl, because these other formats, mind you, the cassette is one of those where you have the tape, and it's a digital format as well. That digital, basically ones and zeros, it's open and closing, right? I mean, that's how it works. So no matter how tightly you can get that, you still get a choppy sound. Or it can be. So I think that the vinyl, where it is just a continuous sound, where basically it's a swirl, it's a circle. It's uninterrupted and true.
I got you, and I can appreciate that. And I don't know, to me, that and I know it's what you're talking about with like a newer, cleaner vinyl. Right. I've only heard that like maybe once or twice in my life. Typically, what I've heard has been records that have been played hundreds of times.
Yeah, and they get really, really scratchy.
And you've got that constant like hiss. Yeah, exactly. And to me, that is distracting. And I know what you're saying about the full range. It's when you get down into the pure audio files,
right?
They agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
For me, personally, I prefer digital.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not necessarily. Now, I will say, and I do know that MP3 which is what everybody thinks of when they think of digital, is a relatively newer standard. It's what they call a lossy format. And the way MP3 works is it cuts out a lot of the upper frequencies of the sound that most people can't hear anyway.
Okay.
That was the reasoning behind it. They were like, we need to make these audio files smaller so we can deliver them across the internet. So they came up with this MP3 format. It was a German company. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the company that developed it. But anyway, they worked over and over and over trying to develop this compression algorithm that would make a song substantially smaller in file size without losing any discernible audio quality. There's arguability about their success, but I think by and large, most people would say that they were successful. You can listen to an MP3 without really missing a lot, but a lot of people do agree with you. An MP3, they say, feels like soulless. It doesn't feel alive.
Right. It doesn't have the warmth.
Yeah.
The person that actually created the MP3, Professor Hans Mussmann, he was chairman of the ISO MPEG audio group. He was working actually with a company called Moving Picture Experts Group, and they were like basically what they were doing, like you say, they were trying to develop a format that was easy to transport, easy to send, easy to share. And the MP3 was born out of basically not necessarily necessity, but it was just out of simplicity. So that way they could use it. And you're right. Whenever they started taking those little parts out, the things that people normally don't hear, that is part of, like you say, the life of the music, the soul of the music, the tones that you're able to get through those true, like the vinyl, the true replication of audio. I think that is one of those things that gives music its life. And I love digital as far as its convenience. You know, I've got God knows how many songs and albums, downloaded on my phone, computer, things like that.
Right.
And it's nice to be able to just click and go. But if I'm really wanting to sit down and listen to a track or an album, I have a nice turntable at the house. It's playing through my system. It is processed through tubes. I will put that on there, clean up the album a little bit, and drop the needle. And that, to me, is where you really get the true sound, the true tones. And like you were saying, you've not heard that fresh sound, but just a few times.
Typically, yeah.
Come over sometime. I nowadays, I normally don't buy. Like if I'm going to buy an album, I will buy the vinyl because it comes with a digital download. Pretty much all of them do now.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice.
So like any of like the latest, like the Gilmore albums, the Pink Floyd albums, stuff like that, comes with a little card that has a digital download as well. So you just go to their website, put in the key, and then you've got the digital copy that you can throw on your phone or whatever. But you have the vinyl itself, and they're using 180 grain vinyl, so it's a really, really, really thick album. The grooves are cut deeper. So that way it doesn't give you that scratchiness as quickly. It basically holds true to that sound for a lot longer.
That's good. Now I got a question, and you may not know, but so did you know that there's only one company in the United States currently that cuts vinyl?
I had heard that. I don't know who they are, but I had heard that.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's Third Man Records.
Yeah.
Owned by Jack White of the White Stripes.
Awesome.
And they're based in Michigan.
Very cool.
And the machines that they use to do their vinyl pressings or cuttings, I'm not sure if they press them or cut them there.
Yeah.
But their machines, they had to order from Germany.
Yeah.
Because literally no one here did it. And when they got the machines in, they had to go out and find these older retired audio engineers and these older people because they could not find anyone currently working in the audio industry that knew how to run these old machines. Like they could not find the people or the training materials or anything to like teach the people how to make the vinyl.
I can see that.
So
it's almost a lost art.
It was basically a dead art until they started this company back up and got the vinyls going again.
Dude, and vinyl is really, really taking off.
Yeah, it is again, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Barnes and Noble the other day. It's been a couple weeks ago, and they have a section now, like their audio section. The whole thing is lined with vinyl now.
Yeah,
they've got like CDs and things like that. And there was really not a whole lot of CDs, to be honest. There was more movies, Blu-ray and things like that was there. But the vinyl, the section, I don't want to say the section, the whole place was covered with vinyl.
Well, even Walmart has a vinyl section now.
Yeah,
which I thought was just kind of crazy.
I'm loving it because again, you're getting new pressings of older material, which is clean.
Okay,
so
I mean that's MP3. I think we can both agree that the other more recent standard of cassette tapes was just a poor medium.
It was a convenient thing until you had a cassette player that ate a tape or it started dragging because the tape, a lot of times the cassette tape itself was so thin that it would stretch, so you'd end up getting these really weird audio like.
Well, yeah, but not even that. Just it was a magnetic medium with a magnetic reed head, and like eventually it would start to wear down. It would degrade. The audio quality would go bad.
It would. Yep.
And again, you had that hiss a lot of times.
All the time. Back whenever we were playing music, David had this little, it was like, I think it was Tascam or Tasco 4-track recorder.
Mm-hmm. Tascam, they still around, yeah.
And it was a 4-track recorder that we would purchase the best cassette tapes that we could find. To use, and of course with a 4-track you're not using side A, side B, you're using all 4 tracks. Side A and B had a left, right, side A had a left, right, B had a left, right. We were using 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
So
right.
But we would have to record track 1, then you'd record track 2, and then if you were really brave, go ahead and record track 3. And then you would have to bounce 1, 2, and 3 all the way down to track 4. Then you could re-record over 1, 2, or 3. And then you had to bounce back up to another track. So you had to keep this constant back and forth going to be able to get more than like 4 tracks on a recording. And we would typically, in any song that we did, we would normally have anywhere between 6 and sometimes even like 12 to 14 tracks that you'd constantly be bouncing back and forth. And after you played that cassette, even a high quality cassette, that many times back and forth, you would start to get like ghosting of sounds because you can't completely clean a track.
Right, because it's magnetic.
It's magnetic. And it was one of those mediums that, again, it was convenient because, throw a bunch of cassettes in the back of the, in a car or something like that, throw them in there.
Just don't leave them in the sun.
Don't leave them in the sun. And don't let them get wet.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, I don't know. The 80s were a strange time for audio. Everybody was going big or going home, and you had 8-track that was coming out of the 70s. It was still alive in certain little pockets here and there. Then cassette came along, and it was just it kind of took everyone by storm for about 7-8 years there, basically early 80s to about the early 90s, and then you had CD that was introduced.
Right. Now, so what do you think about CDs? Because they don't suffer quite as much from the MP3 problem, right? Because a CD uses a WAV file format.
It does,
which is not. It still has a little bit of lossy. I'm reading here right now. CDs actually still cut at about 20 kilohertz.
Okay.
Frequency range.
Right.
Like they really can't go above that frequency on the recording, which, okay, I have pretty good ears.
Right.
And anything over about 17 kilohertz, I lose.
Okay.
Typically speaking, if you can, as a broad age test, they can play high frequency sounds.
Right.
And they can generally roughly guess your age based on where your hearing drops out of the frequency range.
This is true.
And it's just a thing that happens as you age. You lose high frequency hearing.
Right.
So I can hear up to about 16 kilohertz.
Okay.
So 20 kilohertz
is gone for you.
Substantially above that and still lost to me.
Right. So 28, if that's where CDs...
Well, CDs cut at 20.
Oh, at
CDs
20.
cut at 20 kilohertz.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, even at 20 kilohertz, if there was any audio there, it would still be completely lost to me.
Right.
Because I can't hear that frequency. Like anything above about 16, I lose.
Okay.
And I know I was goofing around the other day with my supervisor and playing the Mosquito ringtone.
Yes.
And there are various frequencies of that for different people. And he lost out at about 12 to 13 kilohertz.
Oh, wow.
So.
And you were able to keep it up to about 16.
About 16, yeah.
Huh.
So.
I need to give that test. I need to do that test myself just to find out where my hearing range is. Because I'm curious,
Yeah. And the thing is, I could still hear the speaker.
Right.
But
you could hear click on, but you couldn't hear the audio.
But I couldn't hear the audio. Right.
Right.
So another thing, that's just a little bit of trivia about the frequency ranges. And typically, MP3 will cut lower than that.
Okay.
To save more space, because they what's the point of having that if most people can't hear it?
True.
So they clip a lot of the high frequencies out, which for some music is fine, but for some other music like classical, if you've got violin,
you're losing a lot.
Some of those violin pieces can get up above the 20 kilohertz ranges.
Right.
So you could be losing a lot of what people would typically call the vibrance of the sound.
Absolutely.
That high frequency, the energy. Another interesting little tidbit I found when they were developing the MP3 format, they picked a song and they thought, if we can make this song sound good, we've got it made.
What song was that?
Tom's Diner.
Tom's Diner.
Tom's Diner.
Huh. Okay. I don't know why they would choose specifically that song.
Because the song is so stripped down and relies primarily on vocals and female vocals, which are going to be in the higher frequency ranges.
Yeah.
They felt that if they could compress that song without losing any of the audio or much of the audio quality, that they would have had it nailed.
See, that the thing is there are so many different levels of sound that people aspire to produce. Putting something in a can like that, pigeonholing, that's a sound to basically saying, if we've got this one, then we've got everything. That's really, and I know that again, it comes out of convenience, and if we can do this, then surely to goodness everything else will sound decent. And I guess I do that myself, because when I don't go and adjust my EQ for every single song.
Right.
You basically set it to a different, one setting and go, oh yeah, this sounds good. But I don't change it from album to album or song to song. So I guess I'm doing the same thing. So
well, so basically what they're saying, instead of trying to play 40 different songs
and making them all work,
let's just find this song,
the common ground, the middle of the road.
Right. And there's bass, her voice is high, and their main concern was losing vocals. That was their primary focus, was they didn't want to cut vocals. So if they could, that was their thought processing. I just thought it was interesting.
It is interesting. Okay.
So where do you feel about CDs though? Sorry.
I like CDs. CDs have decent sound.
Okay. So can you hear a difference between a CD and an MP3?
I can, yes.
Okay, so I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely. To me, an MP3 sounds just sounds very digital. Sounds very cold.
Okay.
And CD has a little more warmth, not a whole lot, but
right.
Yeah, there is a difference. But yeah, I can definitely hear a difference.
So what if I drop a bomb on you?
Okay.
What if I told you that before long there would not be any more MP3s?
I would. Well, I mean, that'd be okay, I guess.
The company that owns the MP3 file format is going to no longer license it.
So what will happen? Are we going to move to the MP4 format?
Because MP4 is video.
Well,
it's not audio.
Okay. Because I was going to say MP4. It's traditionally video, but I was thinking that I'd seen some audio, MP4 audio.
You can do like no video on a video track, but the file sizes would be huge for no reason.
Right. So what are we going to go to?
I don't know. Bernard Grill, the director of the Fraunhofer division which owns the MP3 file format, told NPR they were no longer going to license the MP3 standard to anyone. And okay, here they go. Moving forward, they will be using the Advanced Audio Coding file format, or AAC.
AAC. Okay. I guess that's okay. I mean, it's going to be a whole lot of software shift.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be one of the things.
My other question was going to be, MP3s are very lossy, compressed, small file sizes, and that was the purpose.
Yes.
They wanted to get the file sizes down so they could be easily transmitted across the internet.
Right.
For services like Apple Music, Napster back in the day. Yeah. Just totally blanked on. So they wanted to get the file sizes down, and hard drives were small back then. Storage
was not terabytes. It was
megabytes.
Yeah, megabytes. Yeah.
So they got the file sizes down, but now storage is not an issue.
Right.
Like my computer has a 4 terabyte hard drive in it.
Right.
My Xbox has a 1 terabyte hard drive in it.
Right.
So the availability of storage is there now. So what would you think about moving to something like AAC or FLAC?
I'd be okay with it. I mean, I've listened to both of those file formats, AAC and FLAC. To me, they sound somewhat better. They're still very digital.
Now, see, that's
still very cold,
because FLAC is supposed to be how they record in the studio.
I mean, like I said, though,
that would be the same recording that they would get pressed to vinyl.
It could also simply be the delivery system, like, because my computer is not hooked up to my big sound system at home. So it could be the processing side of it as well. If I took that same FLAC file, put it on my phone, plugged it in instead of the turntable, would it be the same as if I had the vinyl there? That's a possibility, because I'd be processing it through tubes, and it would be coming through the same sound system that I listen to my vinyl through. So that could have a difference as well. I don't know. I guess that's another one of those things where I'd really have to test it out, because I mean, the computer speakers that I have are not near what my sound system is. So.
Okay, I got you. So for you though, it's definitely vinyl.
I love vinyl. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go digital for me. I think a 320K MP3.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get down into like the 128, 92, then I can start hearing the differences there.
Right.
Because they do get really compressed, and you can it almost sounds like a bad auto tune or something.
Yes.
Yes. So it does. I can hear those. But if you get a high quality MP3 that was recorded higher quality than the compression,
right?
Then I think like a good high bit rate MP3 is okay.
Okay. And that's again, you're like, say, it's convenient. It sounds, it does still sound good. I can't say that it sounds bad. It sounds good.
It sounds good. It's clean.
Yeah.
There's none of the, and like I said, I haven't heard a good vinyl system, but for me, vinyl and cassettes are both just associated with that constant in the background that just drives me bananas.
Yeah. I can see that. To me, that's part of, even like with the old ones, like the scratchy records, like dropping that and then going, having that little pop and crack and stuff. To me, that adds character and tone. And I like that to an extent. Now, again, if I'm putting on a really, really nice new, I like it to be quiet. So when you drop the needle, if you hear anything at all besides the music that starts, then I have an issue with that. But yeah, I think that the just the warmth and the tone of vinyl is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So we've officially decided MP3 is the best format.
Unless you want to really hear the way the music sounds, then you need to go vinyl.
All right. Okay. We have our own different opinions.
Oh, goodness. That's all right.
It's perfectly okay. We can disagree.
Absolutely.
But I think we've discussed that one thoroughly.
I think so.
I
think so.
All right. So there you go. Sound fidelity. I would say a good delivery system at home is going to bear your biggest.
It really will. Are you running it through a set of little tin can speakers, or are you running it through a nice set of Bose, or, even like Philips or something that's really, 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 really nice?
Yeah.
Altec Lansings or what have you.
Good set of headphones, maybe.
Good set of headphones. Heck yeah, dude. So all of that will definitely have a large bearing on sound quality. So.
Right. So if you're one of those people that can't hear the difference, maybe you need better audio equipment at home. Maybe
Possibly.
I need better audio equipment.
I don't know.
So talking about equipment and advances in technology and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
How close do you think we are not having to go to the store anymore for any reason?
Dude, we're already there.
You think we are?
I think we were there in the 1970s, and let me tell you why. In the 1970s, I saw with my own very eyes Willy Wonka transport a bar of chocolate across the room, broke it up into 1 million pieces and sent it across the top of the room, and it replicated on the other side of the room. Only it was much smaller because everything on TV is much smaller.
Yeah. They lost a lot of mass doing that.
They did.
I mean, that's a lot of chocolate gone.
No, honestly, I think that we are moving toward a society where we don't have to leave the house to get things
right. And now
rapidly.
I'm not necessarily talking about like Amazon,
right.
Ordering stuff and have it shipped to you.
Okay.
I'm talking about having everything you need in your home.
So you're talking about...
I'm talking about almost
production of food. You're talking about production of mundane items, toothbrushes and combs, your eyeglasses for that matter. So you're talking about replicating items, basically ordering up either schematics for something or something like that, and it basically 3D printing at home.
Well, 3D printing is part of it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I've got a friend of mine that's got a 3D printer.
Right.
He 3D prints everything.
See, yeah, they got one at school just the other day, and they're just starting to use that to learn how to use it.
Do you use ABS or TLA?
Are you talking about the filament?
The filament, yeah.
It's ABS.
So you use ABS.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm right, talking to him, I think isn't ABS the better one? That's a little higher temperature required.
I think so.
Yeah. So he can do both.
Right.
And he says TLA's cheaper, I think. Whichever one is the lower temperature requirements is it's cheap. The filament is cheaper and it prints faster, but it's not as rugged.
Yeah, it doesn't have and I've heard it doesn't have as much detail as well because where you have to.
Well, now that depends on your printer.
Okay.
So it's just like with old school inkjet printers.
Oh yeah.
The DPI.
Right.
It's the similar thing for 3D printers. I forget what they call it, but the finer layers your printer can print,
the more detail
you can get.
Oh, that makes
sense.
So
it just depends on the resolution. I think they just call it resolution. It just depends on the resolution that your printer can print at.
Okay.
But I mean, he prints tools for work. He prints parts for his job. He prints things for home. He printed this cool little jewelry box for his niece. You twist it and the top opens like an iris on
nice.
Camera.
Yeah.
So it's these 4 little leaf triangle shapes that as you twist it, they pop up and spin to close.
Nice.
And then when you twist it the other way, they open up and drop away to open the box.
Dude, that is really cool. That is really cool.
But yeah, he 3D prints everything.
So that's awesome.
So, I mean, then that could give you the basis for a lot of your stuff that you want.
Right.
You could print your glasses frames.
Yep.
You could print the body of a toothbrush. I'm not sure how fine the detail is. You could maybe even print toothbrush bristles because they're just nylon.
It's just nylon.
The ones you buy at the store anyway.
Absolutely.
But he's even printing, he printed he bought a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
And printed a little body for it that looks like a tiny little classic Nintendo.
By the way, Raspberry Pi, tiny little computer, not literal Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. It's a tiny little all-included computer system.
Yeah, we're talking
the processor, RAM.
The size of a credit card or a little larger.
Right. Yeah. And you can get them kitted out with different stuff. Like his has a video output, audio output.
Right.
It's all built into the little chip. They're like $35.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he bought the Raspberry Pi, which who knows? They may get the technology. I mean, the processors and everything are just printed in a big factory in a clean room.
Yeah. I mean, realistically,
we may get that technology down to where we could do that at home too. But he just bought that, printed a little shell for it that looks like a classic Nintendo system.
That is really cool.
And has like all these video game ROMs that you just pop in, plug in a controller on a USB port in the front of it.
And play.
And plug it into your TV. And boom.
You have a tiny little NES.
Well, his has got a bunch of different ones. But yeah. It's insane. All the stuff you could do. So, there's all your material needs met. You just need filament.
Basically, you're right. I mean, and that's, like you say, that's where we're moving. I think as a society, convenience is driving everything. So being able to basically say, okay, I need this or I want this, and just go to the internet or go to your computer in a few clicks and it starts, and you could have this item within, especially with some of the newer printers. They don't take 2 days to print like
it's a few hours.
It's just a few hours, or some of them even down to minutes, depending on detail and size of the item.
Right.
The fact that is so convenient and we can get to that point, I think we're moving that direction quickly.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's insane.
It really is. It really is. I don't know, I don't know the limitations. I guess it would be the size of your printer,
right,
and things like that. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, the other day, it's been probably, I want to say 4 weeks now, 5 weeks ago, we had a gentleman come in from the college and talk to our classes in Science Lab about 3D printing. And they were able to get on Tinkercad, which is a design program, like a very, very simple design program that kids can use. They first built an item out of clay. They got the little card. And basically, let me just start from scratch here. They got a little card that had a scenario on it. The scenario is, we have sent a group of humans to another planet, and when they got there, they ran into a lot of problems because they thought they had thought of everything. When they got there, they found out, there's some things that we still need. Please help us, is what they've sent these scenarios back to Earth and say, hey, please help. Each card, and there was probably 30 or 40 little cards, had this problem, and the kids had to come up with a solution to the problem. And it could be simply as, something like, we're out of space and we need to be able to grow more crops so that way we can feed more people, blah, 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 blah. And
totally not a pressing societal issue now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. So the kids had to come up first with a design, and they had to kind of draw it out. Then after the design process, once they drew it out, they were all, like, each little group of 4 kids were handed a couple of bricks of clay, and then they had to model it. Whatever it was that they were going to build, they had to basically make it a model and say, okay, well, does it work? How will it all fit together?
Right.
Then went from there to Tinkercad and created it in the 3D world. And now they're at the process. The next step is printing it. So they will have a small prototype of whatever this item is that fixes the problem. And that's where we just got our 3D printer, a couple weeks ago, and they're going to start printing them. And each kid will have their own tiny little model of the design that they came up with. They're going to print, 4 of them, one for each kid in the group. So as far as a process goes, as at learning and seeing that, hey, this thing is going to be something that can be used later down the road, it's awesome. The gentleman that came in with the 3D printing, he does it for the college. The largest printer that he has is like twice the size of this table. So he can make items. This table is what, 4x4?
It's about a 4-foot circle, yeah.
Yeah. So he can make items that are like 7 feet. I want to say 7 feet by 7 feet. Like he's printed. Like he's really into anime, and he printed like one of the guns from one of the animes, full scale. Jeez. It was awesome.
No wonder college is so expensive.
Yeah, no kidding. But this is his personal setup, not the college's setup.
Oh,
this is his personal setup.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Okay,
yeah. So and he teaches at the college. He teaches like 3D printing and technology and stuff like that, and computer design and graphic design. So yeah, it was pretty impressive. The stuff that he brought, like he brought just a few small items. One of them was a T-800, Terminator, like the head.
Oh,
and
yeah,
dude,
okay.
It was like so detailed. And he's like, I've got one at the house that I've actually hollowed out where the eyes are, and I've got the red in there so they glow. He said, I mean, it was awesome. So the possibilities are limitless. It's just a matter of size. Can you imagine having a printer the size of your basement? Basically, it just being on racks in the top of the ceiling and just goes back and forth and starts doing things.
It doesn't even have to be that big, because even the smaller printers you can print in pieces and then
just
assemble
piece it together. Yeah. I mean, really, it's amazing where we're going with just the 3D printing part of this. Not to mention all of the other capabilities that we would be able to have by printing things. Medical. I mean, replacement parts for you.
You need a new hip, 3D print one.
That's right. Dental. Oh, you got a bad tooth? Print yourself a cap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that we could do with it. I mean, where would you go? I mean, what are the limitations,
Your imagination?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. Like, this is all new stuff to me, and it's mind-boggling to me, and the prices are getting really down on some of this stuff. I mean, you can get a small one for just
a couple
$300
or
$400 bucks.
I was looking at the one that we bought at the school. I was like, this thing is really cool. It's a smaller one, $199.
Yeah.
I was like, I play Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, right? An RPG.
You print your own little minis?
Print my own minis.
Yeah.
Dude, just go in and design them and print them myself. So, and you could go with that even small printer, I could probably go up to in tabletop realm. I could probably go gargantuan size, which would be 6x6.
Yeah, probably.
So, dude, that would be awesome. Can you imagine that?
I know.
How much money you would save?
That'd be great.
Because minis are so expensive.
Yeah. Well, these you still have to paint these though, which is my
Farmer would be all about that. He loves painting. He did the Warhammer thing, so he loves painting stuff, and it looked really good.
I hate it. I hate painting. So you but I'm just saying though, you can have the 3D printers to meet all of your material needs effectively.
Yeah.
You could just about print anything you needed material wise, like any physical thing that you needed.
Absolutely.
So then what? You need food. Right?
I mean, that I'm not going to eat filament. Sorry.
You sure?
Well, you know
what?
Like
spaghetti.
Probably wouldn't go down very well though.
Okay. Well, so a lot of people are starting to do this now. You put you a little garden in your yard.
Yeah, I've done that for years now. Yeah.
You got all your veggies that you need right there.
Okay.
And if you happen to be one of those meatitarians, you need meat.
Right.
Why not just right there in your basement next to your printing station, you just start your own little meat farm in the basement and start growing your own meat.
Okay, so a cow in the basement is not going to work. No pigs in the basement either. Just the amount of waste that would come from that and the deer from that would not be good.
But I'm not talking about animals. I'm talking about Petri dish grown meat.
Okay.
The technology is getting there for that.
Okay.
Like they've been working on it for a few years now.
They have.
I'm sure people have heard the discussions about lab grown meat and all this stuff, whatever you want to call it. There's hundreds of different things, their names, they're kicking around for it.
Right.
There's lab meat, clean meat, whatever. There's like 20 different names. And some good news. Like if you're a Jewish listener out there and you've always thought about pork, but you don't eat it because, it wouldn't be kosher. Some of I forget the gentleman's specific name, but one of the big rabbis that makes the calls on what food is okay to be considered kosher or not,
right,
has decided that lab-grown meat, lab-grown pork would be kosher.
Okay.
So you could be Jewish and have lab-grown kosher pork.
So bacon is no longer off the menu.
Exactly. Bacon, ham, pork chops, any of that stuff if you've ever thought about trying it, you can have it. And, yes, 5 years ago in 2013, a hamburger made from lab-grown meat would have cost you about $330,000.
That's a heck of a hamburger.
Now that's just impractical, right? Now I hear what people are saying, but let's keep in mind, folks, that 5 years ago, my 55-inch flat panel
I don't even think
TV
they did
over
4K
here.
back 5 years ago.
Yeah, they didn't even do 4K back then.
So that's even a newer technology. So,
but would have cost $4,000 or $5,000.
Right.
I got this one for like $500.
Yeah, because as technology ages and becomes more widespread and easier to build, it becomes less expensive.
So that same burger today,
$330,000. I'm going to guess $150,000 today.
You got a few too many zeros in there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The same burger today would run you about $11.36.
Dude, that's insane. That's insane. $330,000 down to 11 what?
$11.36.
Oh my God. So 5 years worth of research, development, advances in technology have brought prices down that much. What's the holdback? Where is why are we not moving to
the same holdback with everything, man? People.
Okay.
People are afraid of it. Is it safe? Can you eat it?
Okay.
What's it taste like?
So let's take each one of those in itself. Is it safe? First and foremost, here's what I say to that. If it's lab grown, we know everything that goes in. There is no if. Anytime that you grab a scoop of feed or whatever to feed an animal, not to mention in these larger production like facilities of
factory farms,
the disgusting environment that these animals are living in.
Yeah.
Disease is rampant. It's unreal. I would feel safer, I do believe, knowing that, hey, this was produced in a clean, sterile environment where we don't have outside influence.
Yeah, but it's not meat, Jeremy. Mr. Ham, sir, this is some abomination that was just scienced up in a glass bowl, and you think I'm just going to eat that?
Well,
it was grown out of nothing, and I'm supposed to believe that that's meat?
Okay, so let's ask a few more of those. So you said safe. Is it safe?
Right. Is it safe to eat that?
Is it safe and what's in it? So let's talk about what's in it.
What can you even call that?
Well, I don't know. Let's go. Let's ask those questions. So you said, is it safe? We know what's in it. Okay. I mean, you and I don't, but I'm saying scientists that create this stuff, and there would be one of those things where FDA or whoever would have to step in and say, okay, you have to have how this was made.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you have that. So is it safe? Okay. We know what's in it. Is it safe? What will it do? Is it a process that as our body breaks it down, is it the same process that happens with a piece of meat? Is it truly meat?
Well, so what they claim it is they take the stem cells from the animal.
Okay.
And just basically tell that to become muscle tissue.
Okay, so I mean, realistically, we're starting with a protein base, a stem cell base, which is kind of a neutral cell, and you're saying, okay, this is what I want you to replicate. This is what I want you to do.
Yeah.
So all we're doing is coaxing what's already there into specific. Okay, this is what I want it to be.
Right. Instead of having a bunch of them in one thing, and some of them become a brain and hooves and hair and a tail and muscle and a stomach and a heart
and bone.
We're just telling all of them to become muscle tissue.
See, I'm okay with that because realistically, something too is you're not killing an animal to get this either. So, because I mean, stem cell can be harvested.
Yep.
Can be reproduced even, I think, at this point with some of the animals. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. So we know what it is. It's we know what's in it. Is it safe? It is meat then, because if it starts with a stem cell and all we're doing is adding like sugars and proteins and things like that to get it to grow into this specific part of the animal, then we're starting from a base that is part of the animal. We're just reproducing it. Okay, so here's the other thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate here. And if someone is going to say out there, because you're just starting with this tiny little thing and you're making it replicate and grow, isn't that the same thing a cancer does? You start with a cell and then it just goes crazy and then end up with a tumor. Are we eating tumors?
Well, but you're a tumor is like, it's not muscle.
No, you're right.
But so I mean, look completely different.
I can see though where someone's thought process would go, oh well, wait, this is too close to this.
Right.
So, okay. Anyway.
I don't know. But I've got a more interesting question for you.
Okay.
Is lab grown meat vegetarian friendly?
Well,
no animals were harmed in the production of it.
No, they weren't harmed in the production of it. And here's the thing.
Now, okay, from a dietary standpoint, yeah, no, it's still muscle tissue.
Right.
It's not
right.
But from the
morality,
from the people that are vegetarians because they don't want to hurt animals,
then I would say then yes, completely lab grown. Sure, why not?
But if
because it didn't have a face,
so it has to have a face.
No, not necessarily. But you know what you've heard that though. I will eat nothing that has a face.
Right.
No.
So does monkfish count?
No, they know that fish don't count at all because they don't have feelings. I'm kidding. So anyway, no, I would say that yes, that would probably, as far as the morality standpoint goes, yes, then they would probably be okay with it. But then again, you're looking at protein-based muscle, and for people that are doing it from a health standpoint, I would say that they would probably still say, no, that's just not something I'm going to do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like, I totally would have no problem with this.
Me either. I mean,
like if I could set up a room in my basement and grow my own meat.
Yeah, I'd grow ribeyes and T-bones all day long.
I'd be all for it.
And bacon, dude, can you imagine growing your own bacon? Meat candy. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's great. I was in a cave system over in Western Kentucky, the Diamond Caverns.
Yes.
And they have cave bacon.
What?
Is that the same?
It's aged in
No.
Oh, no.
It's a rock formation.
It looks like
bacon when the light shines through it. But I'm just, hey, it's naturally growing though.
Yes, it is.
What if you could do that with the bacon, like have it grow on the walls in like little ribbons?
Would that be awesome or what? Just go and cut you some pieces off. Yeah.
It's like beef jerky just growing out of the ceiling or something.
Oh, but we digress.
No, so but seriously though, I mean, if I could sit at home and print all my material needs, grow a small garden, and grow my own meat in the basement,
realistically, the only thing that you need to have piped into you is water, liquids,
clean water. Yeah.
Can you imagine the sustainability of our planet if that were happening?
Yeah, exactly. And just from like the meat specifically, look at all the land that is currently being used for like beef cattle, that if we were growing our meat in labs, we could convert all that land into like plant production.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
which is much more efficient than raising livestock animals. That same amount of land that it would take to feed one cow, you could use to feed several people with vegetable matter.
Right.
Any kind of plant you would grow. But like, and not to mention the environmental impacts of these huge factory farms and stuff. The waste runoff from the animals, the alleged, which I don't know if this has ever been truly scientifically proven or not, and I don't want to start an argument, but allegedly they produce huge amounts of methane gas.
I've heard that. I have heard that they can be up to, I think the research out there says something that possibly even up to 15%, 12 to 15% of total greenhouse gases comes from livestock.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's,
And I'm not saying that people would
cows
have to
burp a lot. I'm just going to say.
And fart.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that people would have to stop raising livestock.
No.
But if we were growing our own meat in labs in a clean environment, we wouldn't have the demand that we have now for such huge amounts of those resources.
Okay, so now let's look at the economic, just a touch of the economic impact that this would have on the farm industry even.
I don't see it. I don't see how it would have any economic impact.
So your farmer, though, produces this massive numbers of cattle, so that way they could sustain their farming situation.
But the land that they're using to grow the cattle, they could switch over to growing corn or wheat or soy or who knows what other produce that they could grow in their land.
Okay, so I'm looking right here too. It says a farmer can feed up to 30 people throughout a year with vegetables in that same amount of land that it takes for one cow. So you're talking 30 people versus one.
Right.
Out of one cow. So, and I don't know, a cow will feed how many people? You're looking at, a couple of 100 pounds of beef typically out of a cow?
You could probably get about 800 pounds of beef.
Out of one cow?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow.
I mean, the whole cow will probably weigh 12 or 1,300 pounds.
Okay. But a lot of that's bone and fat, and then there's the intestines and the squishy parts. So let's just say the meat part of it. Yeah. So, I mean, realistically, though, if you even at 600, you're going to have, you're going to have ground beef, you're going to have the steaks, you're going to have the roasts and things like that you're going to be pulling off of that. They're going to go to different areas, and then you're going to grade it out. Right. How many people are really eating from that one cow? And here's the thing. You're talking in this, you're going to feed 30 people throughout a year for a year.
Right.
Versus
one cow
that's going to feed people for what, a few days, weeks?
Yeah.
So, I mean, realistically, the weight there of production versus, it's just, I don't know why we're not moving this direction other than, like you say, people
fear change.
Yeah. Yes. And I
don't want to do that thing. It's different and new.
Yeah.
And
until something becomes commonplace, and then no one thinks about it at all.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything, look at the transition from VHS to DVDs.
Yeah.
People didn't want to do it.
Hey, I was one of those people. I would not give up my VHS and was like, I'm not buying a DVD player, and didn't for like 3 years.
Until they completely stopped making VHS tapes, and then you had no choice.
Well, no, what I did was, I actually found a DVD player. I was on clearance at Walmart because it was a display, and I got it for like $40, and was like, and this was back in 99,
right,
2000, something like that. So I was like, all right, I'll buy this thing. And even the DVDs that they had that they were just like playing, to show what it does.
Right.
They were selling those for $2 a piece just to get rid of them. Inventory was coming up or something like that. So I was like, heck yeah, I'll buy, I bought 3 or 4 DVDs and the DVD player and spent $50 and was like, yeah. And that was awesome way back then. Cause that thing was like $200.
My first DVD player cost me $260. And the only reason I bought it was because it was a Philips, and they had a deal going where you could get 4 DVDs with it when you bought it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what 3 of them were, but the very first DVD I got with my DVD player was Pink Floyd's The Wall. And I still have it.
My first one was Rocky Horror. And
big surprise.
Yeah, big surprise, right? Yeah. And I bought Rocky Horror. They had it was an opened pack. They couldn't play it at the store, but it was just an open pack that they were going to have to just get rid of. And I was like, well, I'll buy that. And then Interview with the Vampire was another open pack.
Right.
And I don't remember what the others were. Seems like there was a cartoon or something that they were actually playing, and it was still in the DVD player. And they were like, well, just, you can have that for like a couple bucks as well. So
nice. Yeah. I don't remember what mine were. I remember I wanted The Wall.
Yeah.
And so I got it. And then I just grabbed 3 other ones that they had there at the time, and I don't even remember what they were.
Yeah.
But I still have them all.
Yeah.
And they still work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyway, but we digress. I'm just saying though that people will not change until they're forced to change.
Pretty much.
Typically speaking. You've always got a few early adopters, but the vast majority of people are resistant to change.
Right. And with something like lab-grown meat, I can see where until someone actually produces it, puts it out there, and lets people try it,
right,
there's not going to be a change. Because once it gets out there and people go, okay, set 2 hamburgers side by side and go, which one is lab-grown, which one isn't? And when you can't tell that difference,
exactly,
people are going to be like, yeah, no. So I don't know. It's I think it would be awesome. Like I say, sustainability. For one, our planet already we need to produce more food because there are so many places out there where food is scarce.
Exactly.
Fresh, clean water is scarce. Mm-hmm. And, vegetables, they don't keep in some of these hotter climates as long as they need to. So if we were able to get the water and the vegetables there and then meat, because it would be, the protein is what you need. Can you imagine? I mean, we're talking world hunger, not necessarily wiped out, but at least a big dent in it.
Oh yeah.
It could realistically change the way we live as human beings on this planet.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's exactly where I'm going. Like, can you imagine, not like Star Trek with the replicators, right? You can't just,
walk up to it and
walk up to the thing and just say what you want. It spits it out right there.
Right.
But just, okay, idealism, whatever. But wouldn't it be awesome just to have everything you need to be able to make it yourself?
It would be awesome.
And you wouldn't need in the world, but I'm not just saying like me. I'm like everyone in the world.
Yeah.
Right? That you could be self-sustaining.
That would be unbelievable.
That you wouldn't have to struggle and people wouldn't have to starve and go without.
Yeah. That would be awesome. Yep. A brave new world.
Okay. Sorry, I was hopeful for a second. Smack me down, reality.
No. It would be amazing. It really, really, really would be amazing. So let's think for just a couple of minutes here before we wrap this thing up about the social implications of this. Because as human beings, we tend to, when we start to isolate ourselves, and if we are self-sustaining, we have our own little garden, we have our own meat farm in the basement, we can print all of the mundane items and things like that we need. Where do we go as a society with interacting with one another? Do we get to a point where we close the doors and the windows and that's that?
Do we get to that point? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm already there.
Hey, at least you reach out here through this medium.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
So, I mean, that's the thing though. I think that this is one of those things where we would have to look at not just sustainability and the way that it would help, but how would it hurt? And not necessarily so much in that it would be a bad thing for us as people because we would be able to be self-sustaining, but we need to look at those social institutions, interacting with one another. How do we meet one another? Would it free us up even possibly to go out and do things, more? Would we want to? There are a lot of questions socially that we would also have to be able to ask and answers we would need to get when we start looking at these things like being self-sustaining and having replicators everywhere. What do we, where would we go from there? And I don't know because we're not there. So it's one of those things where we'd have to look and go, okay, so if X happened, what would be Y and Z, Yeah,
I hear you. Well, there are some people that are working on like a new social system.
Yeah.
I just saw this article the other day, actually, and that you talk about it. Admittedly, it's designed with millennials in mind.
It's okay.
But I think this could be a good solution, like even for somebody like me, maybe. And people are going to laugh. I know they're calling them adult dorms.
Okay.
So imagine like a big building, like a huge like apartment building kind of thing, divided into these little micro units is what they're referring to them as.
Basically like studio apartments.
Yeah, like little studio. You would have your own bedroom, living room, bathroom.
Right.
And a small kitchenette.
Okay.
In your unit.
Okay.
But then there would be large communal areas with like big screen TVs, full kitchens, full dining rooms, maybe like sports activities, basketball courts, tennis courts, swimming pools, all in one building.
Right.
So each person could have their own private space. So you're not just like stuck with people all the time. But then if you wanted the companionship and the social interaction and all that kind of stuff, you go out into the communal areas and maybe somebody's cooking like a huge paella or a big thing of Indian food or whatever. Yeah. And you just go to the table and, it's your buddy or you get to know them and they're your friend.
You bring the naan, I'll supply the tikka masala.
Yeah, exactly.
She can make the rice.
There you go.
Let's all sit down and eat together.
But it's these huge buildings designed for this kind of scenario. And they're actually working on building these now because of the way our society is going with being more and more isolated from each other.
So they're basically building these so that way we can create social structure within a group,
right?
But still have that privacy. I like it, and in a situation like this is an ideal situation for exactly what we're talking about with the replication. Can you imagine having one floor of that building with your meat farm?
Yeah, exactly.
With the top floor, the roof. Having your garden, your greenhouse, your sustainable there, and having one area for your printing of mundane items, or even having your own small little printer in your apartment, your domicile, dude. Something like that, where you still get the social interaction and you're able to have that sustainability. This is where we need to be. This is where we need to go. Now, I'm not saying for everyone because. Myself, my wife, my kid, not necessarily because we have that unit, but for someone that...
For somebody like me.
I'm just saying for someone that is either...
I'm saying for someone like me.
Okay.
Like, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm saying
for someone
from
like
my
you.
perspective,
okay.
Like it says for millennials, the project was designed for millennials with their current issues with like...
But this is not
the FOMO and all that stuff.
Just for millennials, though. This could be for anyone that wants to interact with other people.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Like it sounds like a great idea to me. Like a place where I could go, I could live, I could have my own space, but there are people there that I could go interact with that are also in a similar. Like that's the problem I have right now. Is like I don't want to go to a bar.
Right.
Because there's people there that are, they just want to get drunk. There's people there that are looking to fight. There's people there
they're looking for a hookup.
That are looking to hook up. And if I just want to meet somebody just to sit down and talk,
it's not the best environment.
It's something like this where there are, it's 20, 30 other people in that floor.
And they're all similar age group.
They're all similarly aged. They're not necessarily,
and
it's just a day-to-day social interaction.
And here's something too. This type situation right here is going to draw a specific type of person. So
exactly.
So you're going to have similar personalities.
Right.
So that also is going to add to that.
Yep. Okay. Exactly.
Sorry.
No.
Continue on.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying though. It's going to be a place for, in my opinion, like-minded individuals to get together and associate together.
Right.
And you're not forced to interact. It's not like a weird thing at a bar where you're trying to figure out, are they trying to get in my pants?
Right.
Or am I is it just this? Is it that?
Yeah, you're right.
And it's not, and you're right there at home, quotation marks. If you're uncomfortable, you just excuse yourself and go back to your unit.
Yes.
And it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it realistically is a dorm. I mean,
exactly.
It's
like
dorm.
A college dorm for adults.
Yeah. And I mean, I can remember being in the dorm at college. It was fun because all of the people that were there we were sharing the same, situation. We're all in college together. We don't have the same classes or anything like that, but we were in this building. We were all on the same floor. We all knew one another simply because we interacted in the hallways. There was those common areas that were shared, and yeah, I can see where this situation right here would lend itself so much to anyone that would want to, well, like you say, anyone that's either alone or with someone even, but they don't necessarily want to get out and be in that bar scene or something like that, or whatever. They want that social interaction, and it's an awesome idea. And I'm looking over the article right now. The cost as well is substantially lower because you're sharing a common area.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't have 20, like it says here, there are 21 of these units per floor. You don't have 21 kitchens.
Right.
You don't have 21.
Exactly.
I mean, you basically, so the fact that they're able to build this, have one big common area and then have a lot of smaller, I don't want to say less furnished, but
private areas.
Yeah. The private areas. Dude, this is awesome. It would be really, 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 really nice. So when are we going to build one of these here in Somerset?
I mean, I don't know, but there's plenty of vacant buildings downtown where we could try it.
Amen.
Right? I don't know. But okay. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. You've got this huge building. You've got people living there. You could dedicate, because the cost of each unit is down because of the way the floor plan is laid out.
Yeah.
You could dedicate a floor to 3D printing, like you're saying, food production, the roof for greenery. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I think something like this could flow right into what we were talking about with the other thing. And
dude, this is the city of tomorrow, is what it is. It really, truly is.
The
person that came up with this, whoever the company is or whatever, these guys are really looking at where society is heading, and it's awesome.
Yeah, what this reminds me of. They call this kind of a unit common space, by the way.
Right.
But what it reminds me of, did you ever play SimCity?
I loved SimCity.
So, towards the end of the game, when you start getting like a lot of resources and your population is maxing out your square footage,
right?
You can start building these like all contained tower buildings.
Yes.
That have like their own police, fire, all that. That's what this reminds me of. Something like
Absolutely.
that. It's like one building with everything. I don't know.
See, something like this would be awesome. You have like, I mean, the possibilities of this too is limitless. I mean, you could have a retail store downstairs that if you wanted to do, some kind of little something, specific. You could have a gym. You could have, and then you could have multiple floors of all of this. And then you would have not just the 20 or 30 people that you have on your floor, but, hey, I'm going to go down to 7 and hang out with those guys, or, up to 13. And we're going to all, because they're going to have a party up there. It's like, it'll be like a block party. Dude, something like that would be awesome.
I think it sounds great.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. I am crazy, but maybe this is just an extension of my insanity.
No, I mean, it's a really good idea. It really, 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 truly is.
Speaking, though, of social interactions and people and communicating and everything, I would like to say that I know typically we're rolling on like a 2-week schedule, but next week we have a special episode coming up.
We do.
We've got 2 of my good friends and 2 of your friends as well, I think.
Yeah.
Coming back.
I know Jake.
Okay. So you know Jake. I know Jake and Bob both. 2 of my good friends from a Brothers Quarrel podcast. They're coming back home here.
Yep. Going to visit family for a couple of days.
They're coming back here to visit some family.
Yep.
They live in Utah right now. I've talked to them off and on online. I haven't got a chance to see them in person for a few years. So it's going to be awesome. But they're coming over. We're going to do a guest spot on their podcast. They're doing a guest spot on our podcast. So we're going to have 2 podcasts recorded next weekend. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be great to get to hang out with Jake and Bob. And I love you, Bob. I don't care what you said. I know you didn't mean it in your heart of hearts. Even though you claim you're dead inside. Come on, Bob.
Oh, goodness.
Hang out with us. Have a good time. We're going to have some great discussions. I've got a topic that I picked out a couple of months ago. It's hitting home last week or so. It's really coming big.
It really is. It's one of those things where I think you said, by God, I actually had foresight and saw this coming. And now it's everywhere. It's all over the news.
Yep.
So
timing works out, I guess. It's a topical conversation now. When I posted it up, wasn't really as big as it has become here lately.
Yeah. It was more hypothetical. What, why are we not looking into this? And now
everybody's looking into it. Now I don't know. We're gonna guess. Like I said, we're gonna guest spot on their podcast as well. I have no idea what we're doing.
I have no clue.
It's gonna be fun. They always have a great time. So I'm really looking forward to that. Just seeing what kind of stuff they come up with.
Absolutely,
it's gonna be fun. So in a week, on the 14th.
Yeah, we're going to actually get together. All of us are going to get together. We're going to sit down and we'll do some recording. We'll try to have it up either that day or the following day, possibly
that weekend for sure.
Yeah, that weekend. So, but until then, if you do want to reach us, you can reach us at facebook.com/2 Minds Podcast.
Yeah, or you can shoot us a tweet on the Twitters at 2 Minds Podcast.
Email us, if nothing else. Again, I still haven't seen an email. Have you?
Not yet.
Let's just see if this thing is working. Email us at 2mindspodcast@gmail.com.
Right. And you can find this episode and all of our past episodes on our hosting site, 2minds.podbean.com, and give us a listen. And you can subscribe there in your favorite podcasting app and get our new episodes as soon as they come out.
Awesome. Sounds great. So when Jake and Bob gets here, dude, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I really think it is. I'm looking forward. They do some crazy stuff.
No kidding.
I'm looking forward to branching out and trying something.
I've heard them say that they're going to bring our podcast. Like, what was it? He said something like, we're going to totally demolish y'all's podcast.
Yeah,
we're going to bring it down.
And
they're like, nah. I think it's just great.